Okay, so good morning, Miss. So today we'll be presenting for our subject called Security Analysis and Portfolio Management. This is our final project. My name is Ricky Kyle and my partner's name is Prisha Sivaraj. So we will start. Okay. So for the company background that we have chosen is Sunway Berhad and also IOI Corporation. So the company background for Sunway Berhad is Sunway Holdings Incorporated Berhad was founded in 1986 with the primary purpose of developing the Bandar Sunway Township in Petaling Jaya. On February 16, 1984, it was listed on Bursa Malaysia Securities Berhad. For its principal activity, Sunway Berhad is a property and construction company, quarry and construction materials, trading and manufacturing, hotel, leisure, and healthcare are among Sunway's other business segments. It is a special purpose company founded for the purpose of acquiring the Sun City and Sun H business. Okay, for the industry of the company, Sunway Berhad, their code is SWAY 5211. It is in the property real estate sector. Okay, so now Prisha will continue with IOI Corporation.
Okay, for IOI Corporation, it's an industrial oxygen incorporated Sendirian Berhad, known as IOI Corporation Berhad, was established on October 31st, 1969 as the largest conglomerate as II. In 1980, II went public on Kuala Lumpur Stock Exchange Market, which is now known as Bursa Malaysia. II is a real estate developer and property investor. The II Group owns 2 luxury hotels in Putrajaya, which are Marriott Hotel and Palm Garden Hotel. The property segment accounts for roughly 18% of the company's earning, with a combined capacity of over 750,000 tons per annum. II is Asia's largest vegetable oil-based oil chemical producer. So for the principal activity, their palm oil business consists of upstream plantation in both Malaysia and Indonesia, and the downstream resources-based manufacturing business with hands-on management approach with an excellent agronomic practices. They are ranked highly as one of the most efficient major plantation owners to produce one of the highest oil yields in the industry. And for industry of the company, IOF2 in the property of real estate sector and IOI Corporation Berhad.
Okay, so for the SWOT analysis, Sunway Berhad's strength is a diversified conglomerate with presence in property markets in 4 countries. Sunway Berhad's strength to the merged entity will have RM 3.6 billion market cap, making it the 4th largest property stock on Bursa Malaysia. For the weakness, it appears to be overpriced some of its product, which has resulted in unsold inventory valued at RM 600 to 700 million, despite a reflating property market. For its opportunity, it has created abundance synergies estimated at 1 to 2% of the total group's revenue. The threats is rising interest rates and an economic slowdown would be negative for its property business, and slower rollout of projects and spikes in raw material costs would be detrimental to its construction business.
Okay, so for IOI Corporation, the strength is development of agri-science and technology to improve crop and oil leads to meet increasing global demands. The weakness are uncertainties in the form of commodity price risk, credit risk, foreign exchange risk, and interest market risk. The opportunity are demand for palm oil would remain strong as the consumption increases in select emerging economics, coupled with the general global population growth. And the threats will be economic crisis in the Eurozone in the global economic slowdown, resulting in lower global trade and investment. So for single asset, when it comes to making decision, asset value is critical, especially in the investment world, where most investors want to invest in assets with the lowest risk while generating the biggest returns and profit. Single asset analysis entails accessing in a single asset return over a given period of time. This analysis includes the price of 2 Bursa Malaysia listed businesses, Sunway Berhad and IOI Group Corporation, for the past 3 years from 2018 to 2020.
Okay, so we can look at the coefficient of variance, CV. IOI is expected to have a greater value of 0.4749 than Sunway, which is negative 0.002. Standard deviation, both IOI and Sunway has almost the same value for standard deviation. Arithmetic mean, Sunway is 0.002, whereas the mean of IOI is 0.001, indicating that Sunway is better for the investors because it has a higher value compared to IOI.
So for the portfolio selection, for expected return of portfolio, the profit or loss based on IOI Malaysia and Sunway Berhad is being insignificant and towards the investment that can be unconsolidated. For standard deviation of portfolio, this shows a higher deviation inside the informational index. Thus, the more dispersed the information, the higher the standard deviation. And for CAPM, stocks with betas greater than 1 are considered riskier than overall market, while stocks with beta less that are 1 considered less risky. The triple R is a subjective minimum rate of return, and retire will have a lower risk tolerance, thus the accept of lower return than a recent college graduate.
Okay, for the industry analysis, IOI Corporation Fundamental Company report provides a complete overview of the company's affair. All available data is presented in a comprehensive and easily accessed format. SWOT analysis also helps us to determine the company's strength, weakness, opportunity, and possible threats against it. The IOI Corporation Financial Analysis covers the income statement and ratio trend charts with the balance sheet and cash flows presented on an annual and quarterly basis. Such information creates your awareness about the principal trends of IOI Corporation. Competition is heating up in the Malaysia's convenience store market as well. The progress of our transformation journey and improved financial performance seen in Q1 for IOI shows that the group has profitability this year for 2020. So Sunway Berhad is facing competition from private companies such as Mulia Group, AMAI Group, and many more. Post Malaysia also will compete with other courier companies such as GD Berhad, Nationwide Express Courier Services that has built in Malaysia. These companies has the highest technology used in their operation compared to Post Laju. So IOI and Sunway also has very good technology.
For the company analysis, for the profitability ratio, Sunway Berhad has a higher gross profit margin than IOI Corporation. For liquidity ratio, IOI Corporation is performing better than Sunway Berhad. And for efficiency ratio, both Sunway Berhad and IOI Corporation has the lowest total asset turnover in 2019. IOI Corporation has the highest total asset in 2020, and Sunway Berhad has the highest in 2018.
For leverage ratio, both Sunway Berhad and IOI Corporation has the lowest leverage ratio in 2019. In 2020, Sunway Berhad performed better than IOI Corporation. For time interest earned overall, IOI Corporation interest coverage was better than Sunway Berhad. And for debt equity ratio, both companies showed positive long-term debt ratio.
Okay, as for recommendation and conclusion, although the oil and gas business is larger than motor driving and the telecoms industry, we can all agree that both industries are beneficial in their own ways. We'd want to start by going over the ratios we determined. Due to the firm's high payout ratio and the fact that it pays more than half of its cash flow, Sunway Berhad may not be the greatest company to invest in. As a result, the corporation is having a difficulty time reinvesting sufficiently in the business to enhance its position. It's better to invest in IOI Corporation compared to Sunway Berhad.
Sunway Berhad, on the other hand, is finding it increasingly difficult to compete, particularly in the current economic climate, where a pandemic has occurred and high volatility of global property prices are creating unfavorable factors for IOI Corporation to perform well in the market, and as evidenced by our technical analysis of Sunway price share movement from 2018 to 2020. This indicates that the price movement of Sunway Berhad has been a downward trend in the stock market. As a result, investors will find it difficult to invest in IOI corporations solely on historical price data and candlestick chart. When compared to Sunway Berhad's single asset portfolio study, IOI Corporation is the preferred firm to invest in since it is connected with greater returns and has a lower value for its dispersion of data, indicating that its price movement in the market is not excessively volatile. So that is all from us. Thank you, Miss.
So your recommendation and conclusion is to invest only one, not both. Is it right?
Better to invest in II compared to Sunway. Beneficial.
But your slide, previous slide in the portfolio slide, it show the good signage, right? The second one, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
This one, yeah.
Correct.
This one is have a good one, right? So
Yes,
why you didn't recommend for portfolio for certain weightage?
Okay. So based on like what we kind of recommend is based on looking at the liquidity ratio and efficiency ratio. So we all know that liquidity ratio means, you know, the firm has liquid asset and the liability of other banks institution. So we can see that liquidity ratio is IOI has better than Sunway. And also efficiency ratio. Efficiency ratio, you know, proves the company's ability to use its assets to generate more income. So we also can see from here that IOI is the better one. So yes, we would say invest in both, but if you're looking to invest in one, we would suggest you to invest in IOI Corporation.
How about their market caps? Is it IOI market cap more than Sunway or the other
Yes,
way?
it's more than Sunway. IOI cap is 0.7961, while Sunway is negative 0.0019. So that is why we are suggesting.
It's like which
okay,
slide for market
no problem.
No.
Market cap is the total equity.
Oh,
it's not. It cannot be negative. It's not in the slide.
Okay. All right. Okay, miss.
Okay. Why? Because of you compare and so on. That's why I asked what is the market cap. Is why IOI more better than Sunway because of if we did not do any analysis and so on, we will mention that Sunway is the best one to invest.
True.
Okay, that's why I want to ask why you mentioned IOI is the best. Okay, that's all. Thank you. See you.
Miss.
Bye.
Tanya, Miss. Sorry. Sekejap, biar saya stop dulu. Macam mana nak stop?